Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan with Degenerate Passive Income coming to you today on a Thursday evening, January 22nd, 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a hoodie on because I am frozen. It is 28 below zero Fahrenheit right now where I'm from in northern Minnesota, and that is without wind chill. With wind chill, it's 56 below Fahrenheit. So I've been fixing frozen pipes all day in my rentals. I am totally frozen. So I didn't, this is what I'm wearing. So I have my LSteak hat on, so we're good there. I'm cold, I'm miserable, I'm mad, but you know what? We're here just like we are every week. Took last week off, I was vacationing. I wish I was still there on the beach. I had to come home to this nightmare. It's not gonna lift for another 3 or 4 days, but it is what it is. So we are here, obviously, with Grover, 321 from, from Telegram, guys. Everyone asks the hard questions. He's in all the AMAs when we do it with AJ, answering questions before we can even get talking about it. He has came out with his developer of his own protocol, LSteak, which is under the EMP umbrella, ladies and gentlemen, and it is benefiting Bernard Bonds. It's going to be backed. We're going to go over what it's backed by, what it's backed with, the opportunity, because we are still in pre-launch for another, I think, 7, 8, 9, about 14 days. So 2 weeks from today, I think pre-launch is a soft close. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about everything. Please ask questions in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we're here. A lot of people don't understand what LSteak is, what it's all about, and how it can benefit us down the road. Now, I was just on AJ's live AMA. I just want to touch on this real quick. I might sound like I'm preaching a little bit. I was just in this live about Plasm and EMP, okay? And there were people in there complaining about the 3% a month that bonds are paying. Well, let me tell you something. I have a ton of rental properties, apartment buildings, rental houses. My rental properties and rental houses do not make me 3% a month. That's 36% a year. Makes me about 28, which is very good for real estate because I do all my own work, okay? And I have to go fix frozen pipes when it's 35 blowout. I have to go fix leaking toilets, leaking sinks, deal with tenants, evictions. It's a nightmare. But here I come and I make 8% more APR a year. And all I have to do is click a confirm button. So when you guys are ready to complain about 3% a month, I don't know what to tell you because I have been through it all. And this is real yield. It's real world income. It's real world yield, guys, okay? And you have to do absolutely nothing but stare at a screen and click and spend 1 penny on gas to get your returns, okay? That is it. So when you complain about 3% APR, obviously we want 150% APR, or 100 or 80 or 70. I think 70, 80, 90 is still in the cards for this year. That's just my opinion. We all know that, the market's, pardon my French, but it's shit right now, okay? It's garbage. And people get cranky when that happens, okay? My ETH bags have been depleting for this whole year, okay? I choose to park about half of my ETH into protocols like DexFi Treasury Bonds, DexFi Bolts, Bernard Bonds, EarnFi, all under the EMP umbrella, because if I was holding that ETH, all right, I would be gaining nothing. But here, I'm getting a percentage back. And this is what LSteak is all about. It's just another opportunity to make some passive income. And that is what it's all about, while using Bernard Bonds and while using backed by 50% is backed by Bitcoin, ETH, and gold, possibly silver. Heads up, silver it's touching $97 right now an ounce. Look out, it's almost at 100. I'm excited. Just an FYI, for every $1 that, this isn't bragging, and maybe it's kind of I told you so, but every dollar that goes up, that silver goes up, is $16,000 in my pocket, okay? That should tell you how much silver I hold. It's a lot, all right, guys? So I love to see days like this. It's not like I'm going to sell it. I hold on to my silver like I hold on to Bitcoin. That's just me, whatever. Okay, enough of my blabbing. Sorry about that, Graham. Welcome back to the channel. I know it's a little bit warmer where you're at, so thank you for joining. Are you there, Graham? Did we lose Graham? Is Graham frozen?
Yes, I think I'm back.
Oh, there you are. There you are. Okay. Uh-oh. Now he's really gone. Okay. So we lost Graham. He will join in again. I will just start talking about LSteak, guys. All right. LSteak is another opportunity that is going to have liquid staking as a service. It is going to, we're going to have other protocols coming in with their tokens, and they're going to be staking as well. And it's going to help that, help the protocol and help everyone along the way, including eShare, including Plasm. So if you're bullish on eShare and you're bullish on Plasm, you can stake it. If you don't want to sell your Plasm or sell your eShare, you could earn passive income on that by staking inside of LSteak. All right, it's going to be amazing. I know I'm holding. I think I have it right here. We'll just go. You guys don't know how transparent I am. I show tokens. I have 139.98 eShare that I'm just holding. It's worth $1,340 right now. I'm not going to sell it, obviously, because I'm bullish on eShare, but I'm going to, I'm definitely probably going to stake that when.
Oh, am I back? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you if you can hear me. I don't know what's. Yeah.
How about that?
Oh, now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, now I can hear you. I don't know what happened there.
I have
do
I have no idea what's happening here. What a gong show. All right.
technically.
All right. Can everybody hear me and Grover and see me and Grover now? Say yes, finally. Please. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right. Thank God. Sorry about that, guys. We're 13 minutes in and we haven't got shit done. So, whatever. We're going to continue. As I was saying, Grover, thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. And I know it's a lot warmer where you are than I am, probably by 120 to 130 degrees. I don't know. That just sounds dumb, but that's the reality. Well, that's my world right now. So, thanks for joining, Grover.
No problem. It's a rainy day here, but about 20 degrees Celsius, which is probably what, about 80 Fahrenheit, or about there somewhere.
Yeah.
Just a
Okay.
tad warmer. You can have that cold weather.
Yeah,
I don't
no
get
kidding.
snow and ice like that here.
Unbelievable. I would take it. Yeah, I just came from 85-degree weather down in Mexico, so this was a little tough to get back to. I should just take off again.
I'm in the subtropics, so like I don't get that low ever.
Right. Exactly. You got it made, I tell you. But okay, so I think you heard all of my introduction, didn't you, Graham?
I think so. You were commenting about how crappy it is looking after rental properties, especially in winter, and
Yes.
and how 3% a month is actually bloody brilliance, especially when you compare it to rental properties.
Right. Yeah. So maybe you want to touch on the market and how is LSteak being incorporated into Bernard Bonds? Let's just start from the beginning.
Right, yeah. Okay. Well, let's have a touch on the market. I mean, like, yes, it's been pretty crap, but it's been pretty crap sideways and choppy. Which is one of the market conditions that LSteak is designed for. I mean, like a lot of people have been saying, oh, you don't want to launch a project in this type of environment and so forth. But the fact of the matter is, LSteak's designed for exactly this type of environment, right? It's the kind of environment right now you want to park your funds and wait for this shitty market to finish. Right? And the reason behind that is it's got hedge. It's 100% backed. So it's not like you're investing in a token that uses algos or anything like that. It's backed at 100% at all times. It's got hedge to help prevent drawdowns. So the backing doesn't drop as far as the market because you've got gold sitting in there, and hopefully in the not too distant future, a little bit of the silver too. These are the things that were baked into the system, right? And because it uses Bernard bonds, it's constantly getting that 3%, which is actually really brilliant, especially if you have a look at a bank.
Right.
That yield is going back into the backing and back into the XL token to increase the redemption ratio. So you've got the double whammy of the increase in backing and the increase of redemption ratio going in your favor in adverse market conditions. And what does this equate to? This equates to, at the end, you're better off than the market. The market can and has crashed like 70% in the past. This means that you won't be that low. You will be considerably better off. Right? I'm not saying that it's going to be, you're going to be in profit when it's a crappy market, but you are going to be better off than the market and therefore in a better position when the market rebounds. That's the whole design ethos of what LSteak is. It's a system where you can park your funds and wait out the crappy times and still have liquid funds available to take advantage of the good times.
Right. So to the people who I get asked this all the time. So what do you say to the people that are asking me, well, Ryan, why do I want to get into that? Why not just buy Bernard bonds? Okay. I think 3% is amazing. I'm willing to, I think that's awesome, but why not just buy bonds? Why do I need to enter LSteak and get into a whole new platform?
Well, first of all, it's not just Bernard bonds. As I said, it's hedged back to help prevent market drawdown, and that means in the bad times, gold's in there helping prevent the drawdown that the market's doing, and helping keep you above water in a better position. Secondly, Bernard bonds, they're great. Not denying that, but if you wish to exit, first of all, you can only exit at a minimum of one bond at a time. Mm-hmm. And secondly, you get slugged with a 10% fee, which is great. It's designed for what it's designed for. It's designed to prevent it being a highly tradable token, and it benefits everyone that stays in the system and holds. But you still have to pay it. So if you need funds, no matter when you exit, you get slugged with that 10%. Now, with LSteak, it's effectively fractionalizing those bonds. So you can exit in $1, 10 cents if you want, whatever amount that you want, and there is no fee to exit. The only thing that you will incur is your average slippage that you will get by swapping on a DEX. Right? So that's 100% liquid, which means you're not locked into you're not locked in. There's no tax on exit, so you're ahead there, and so there's no 10% tax, and you can fractionally exit. Right? Bonds are great, but they're three things that you can't escape with bonds. Oh, you there, Ryan?
Oh, yeah, I got you. Are we good?
Yep, you're good. You just sort of froze there for a minute.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I get it. So I get the gold, the Bitcoin, obviously, ETH being backed by that. What are the percent? Say people want to know. Say we're going into pre-launch and I have my $500 or $1,000, whatever it is. We'll just use $1,000 to make easy math. What does this $1,000 get me? As far as for the pre-launch up until February 15th, where is this money going? What's it being used for? Like, are the devs and yourself taking 50% and going on vacation? Like, where is it going?
Well, first of all, obviously, I'm not touching that money. That money's in custody with EMP money, so that wallet I can't touch it. I physically can't touch it. Right? It's under custody of EMP, so it's nice and safe and sound there. Also, we've reached our minimum viable raise, so it's no longer a case of if we launch; it's a case of when we launch, and we're now at the comfortable position of being able to say, well, every dollar from here just strengthens us. Now, for your $1,000 investment, just for easy maths, right? What you get is 20% of that, right? Which is $200 worth of LSteak at launch, right? The remaining $800 worth. Now that goes into the bootstrap liquidity. To help provide the stability that any project needs for launch. Right? In return for that, right, you get 80% of the yield from those from the liquidity pairs. Right? 15% of that yield compounds back in, so your liquidity is actually increasing in size as it's sitting there. And to help the ecosystem, 5% goes towards burning the LSteak token, increasing the backing per token price. Now, you also do get an extra 2.5% bonus on top of your liquidity provision, which works out to be, I think, around about $40 worth, something like that. My brain's not working very well at the moment. I had an early morning X space.
2.5% would be of 1,000 would be 25, I think. Right? Yeah. No. Yeah, 25. So 25. You'd get 25 LSteak or what? Tokens, or what would that 2.5% bonus be, or the rebate?
Sorry? That 2.5% bonus is in LSteak tokens.
Okay.
Any bonus and anything that you get at launch is in tokens, is in LSteak tokens, and I would highly recommend that you stake them in the extra layer contract, the XL LSteak, because that's when you really juice up your returns.
Right.
Now,
so, and those are dropped to your wallet?
Sorry? They're airdropped to your wallet, right?
Okay.
You'll also receive a receipt token that represents your liquidity share, right? And that receipt token, there will be 100 of them minted. No more will be minted ever. And one of them represents 1% share in the liquidity. They're divisible, so if you've only got 0.5%, you'll get half a token, so forth. To receive your yield from that, you stake the token in a staking contract and collect the yield as you would with any staking contract. Now, the liquidity is locked from redemption for 3 months. This is because we need a stability window to help get everything going, and unfortunately, that's the best way to do it for any project. But to avoid what a lot of projects have, which is liquidity dump upon release, we've got a release schedule which is based upon the increase in POL, project owned liquidity. So you get half of the amount that POL has increased. So, for example, if it is increased by $1,000 that month, $500 worth of bootstrap liquidity is able to be redeemed. Right? Until it's redeemed, it's still in liquidity, but it can be redeemed by users. It doesn't compound over to the next month, so that it can't build up a big balance and then dump, right? And it's first come, first served. Now, what that can tend to make investors feel is that's pre-launch investor trap type feeling, where you go, oh, I've got the funds in here, I can't get out until such a time, I can only get out at a certain rate. Now, what we've got now, right? After we'd been discussing with the developer the best way to distribute the funds, and we came up with using an ERC20 token, as I've just mentioned. We've come up with the idea of a secondary way that you can exit without dumping liquidity, right? And what this is, ERC20 tokens, as you know, they can be transferred, they can if there's liquidity, they can be sold, and so forth. So, launch, they will be able to be sent from your wallet anywhere. So, if you wished to do a P2P trade or something like that, you could, or if you need to move them into another wallet, you can. But because of development constraints, we won't be able to have the marketplace that we're going to have until around about the same time as the release of the liquidity, the bootstrap liquidity. Now, what this is it's a marketplace where it enables you to list at whatever price you want, just like any other marketplace, your ownership, your bootstrap liquidity token on the marketplace, and be able to sell it faster than it can be released via the releasing system. Right? The releasing system might only be able to let $1,000, $2,000 be redeemed per month, but you may want to exit completely, or you may need money really fast and there's nothing available to redeem. This then gives you additional method to be able to exit. And the benefit of this is it's not removing liquidity, right? It's just transferring the ownership of that liquidity. So, for example, I'm a pre-launch investor. I need to remove some of my, I need to exit some of my liquidity. So I list them on the marketplace for $100, whatever, right? That means that the public is then able to buy that off the marketplace. So Ryan can then go in, come in with some Ethereum, buy those liquidity off the marketplace, and then then stake them in the contract and start earning those fees.
So
we're providing the marketplace.
Or go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Now this is the degen in me talking now. Is there any arbitrage? Like, is there any arbitrage opportunities? Like, say, hey, I want to go heavy into pre-launch, and when this thing launches, I can sell this stake, at whatever price. Or what sets that? Do you set the value of what you want to sell at, or how does that work?
Set the value that you wish. It is not there is no floor price set. We don't set a floor price. We don't set a maximum price. That type of thing is.
Oh, we lost you, Graham. Oh, we're waiting for Graham to come back. We lost his audio.
Am I back?
Now you're back.
Am I back?
Yep.
Okay. You set the price, right? So if you're in a real hurry to exit because you need emergency funds, you can set it at half the actual value of those LP, right? Or if you want to wait for someone to buy it at a premium because you're earning because you feel it's worth more because of how much yield it's generating, you can sell that at a premium. The price is entirely up to you. This enables anyone to go in and have a look, and there may be bargains on there, so you'll be able to get into this into the liquidity. Underlying asset value.
Right, that's not money. So there could be an arbitrage.
Yes, there could be an arbitrage. You could buy it 20% lower than market value, hold on to it until the floor price is 10% is at the premium, then list it again at market price and make a profit. Right. So there's no trade restriction, there's no minimum price, and there's no maximum price. Or providing the marketplace, because obviously that removes the risk of P2P or OTC trades privately, because it does happen. You try and organise a private transfer or something, and then someone just doesn't give you the funds in return. I've heard it happen all the time. Right? The marketplace gives you that security, so that if you list it and it gets bought, you're going to get the funds. So as a result, there is a small fee on the transaction, and that fee goes towards burning tokens and increasing liquidity. When you buy, you pay in Ethereum, right? And the seller receives LSteak in return. This way, it's a net positive effect, even if they sell those tokens on the ecosystem.
Okay, so
basically it's all positives and no negatives.
Right.
Basically, it's all positives and no negatives for the system, and it gives an additional method of exit that can be more faster than redeeming and better for the ecosystem. A lot of people that wish to actually exit the liquidity may not want to exit the actual protocol, so they don't want to damage. They don't want to hurt the protocol. This thing gives them a way that they can retrieve those funds. Maybe they wish to put them that value into the XL token instead of having it in the liquidity. Whatever their reason is, they may have a reason they need the funds, but they don't want to hurt the project. And this gives a method where no liquidity is removed. It's just a transfer of ownership of the liquidity.
Right. I get it now. Because you're earning, because whoever buys that ownership is earning yield on that liquidity as soon as it's transferred.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So I mean, and the other advantage is you only earn you only earn if it's staked. So any tokens that are listed on the marketplace, right, aren't there.
Oh, we lost it again.
earning while they're listed, and the people that are staked, right, are getting all. Oh, I think I'm back.
You're back now. Yep.
Okay, right. Because you only earn the yield on those ownership tokens when they're staked. Any yield, and back again.
Now you're back.
Gotta love rainy weather here. Gotta love rainy weather here in crappy bush internet because it drops out more. What I was saying is, you only earn yield if it's staked. So, so you have to unstake it to put it in the marketplace. So that means if there's 20 tokens on the marketplace and 80 staked, those 80 tokens are getting 100% of the yield split proportionally amongst them. So if people are listing tokens, you're getting more yield.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Now that makes totally sense. The whole exit thing makes sense to me now because you're transferring ownership. That doesn't take away the liquidity whatsoever because you're not actually selling anything. And whoever buys that liquidity is going to get yield on that automatically. I get it. That's just like another anti-dump mechanism that's already like
exactly.
That's another anti-dump mechanism, like it's already built in.
Anti-dump of the liquidity. And the beauty of it is at the moment, obviously, only pre-launch investors get the advantage of the liquidity provision and the yield, but the marketplace will be open to the public. Right? So that means that everyone, if someone wishes to get out of the liquidity provision, everyone has the opportunity to buy and get the advantage of that yield. Or if people that's bootstrap liquidity providers wish to increase their holdings of it, they can buy more off the marketplace and increase their share. Right.
Now, will that marketplace be up and running as soon as LSteak is launched, like as soon as it's launched?
No. I really did try to get the developers to be able to do that, but marketplaces are actually more complex beasts than you'd think they are, and and the developers got a couple of other projects on board, so we won't be able to get it developed until around about the same time as the liquidity is being on the release schedule. So we're looking at around about 3 months in that it will be able to be released.
Okay, so June.
Because of how we've got it, you will receive those liquidity tokens, and they're not wallet bound. So at your own risk, you can transfer ownership of that liquidity. But again, I highlight that is an at your own risk situation. If you wish to do a P2P transfer of tokens, that's your own risk, but it can be done.
Okay.
From launch.
Right. Okay. So now we were just talking about developers or development. So we're kind of on pace for March 1st. First of all, who's developing it? Like, is it some backyard guy in further bush than you are?
No.
And is it audited? Like, tell me a little bit about everything because people want to know.
Rightio. Okay. It is being developed by BTT, Build the Tech, which is the same people that built Plasm. They're building FortuneFi. There's a few things that they have built for the EMP ecosystem. I believe Scott was actually one of the developers earlier on with EMP himself. And the auditor that we're using is called 33 Audits, which are a solid mid-tier auditing company. They have competed in auditing competitions and beaten some of the big names in auditing by finding more bugs than most of the other competitors. In the and I think I'm back.
Yep, you're back.
Yep, okay. And as soon as the contracts are ready, they will be going to audit. And that actually brings me on to why a soft close for the pre-launch raise has been announced. We're actually ahead of schedule for development. The contracts will be ready to go to audit in about 10 days.
Okay.
Right? So we're well and truly on track to be able to have launch on the first week of March. That's why we have now got a soft close of raise on the 15th of February. Right. After that date, we may accept investments, but the deal will be it most likely won't be the exact same deal as the current pre-launch one, simply because we need some numbers that the auditors have to be able to do the auditing. So it would be more along the lines of there would be no additional benefits like bonuses and so forth. It would just be liquidity provision and some tokens on launch.
Okay. Well, so that's good. March 1st first week of March is that's only a month away, and we all know like devs can be devs. We all know that.
Devs can be devs. Devs can be devs, but Scott really because like I have done coding before, and Scott and I really get along, and we bounce off each other, and just he's powering through the development. And making everything run nice and smoothly. We'll be going on to the UI UX media group. Will be talking to them this coming week, getting all of the UI UX developed. It's happening, and it's happening faster than I thought it would.
Well, that's good because that usually never ever happens. It's always month, 2, 3 months later, and we all know how that goes. Maybe we should.
It always seems to be a case of the dev says now, and
right, exactly. Maybe we should talk about LSteak. What is involved with that, and also the LSAS scaling and the partners and all that stuff as well, because that's a big deal.
Yeah, well, okay. First, the LSteak core is made up of 2 tokens, right? The first one being LSteak, right? The LSteak token is the tokenized representation of the backing, right? So that's the token that is 100% backed by hard assets at all times in the backing, right? The backing can't ever be redeemed. It's in there. Exit is via LP. So to exits, you sell on the market. Then you have the XL token, or what's called the extra layer LSteak token. Right? This is where some of the magic happens. Right? So we've got the bond yield engine behind the backing. That's earning yield. Right? A portion of that yield goes back into the backing without minting any more LSteak. So what that does is it increases the backing per token. So initially, it'll be just picking numbers, $1 per token. That's actually what will be launched at $1 per token. But after that, because you're putting more money in the kitty behind it, it will be $1, $1.10, $1.20, $1.30. It will continue to increase. Obviously, market variance does go in there as well. So there will be price fluctuation with market because it does have market tokens behind the backing. But each token's always 100% backed. All right. So just like a fully backed stable coin, all of that, there is 100% backing at all times. It can't be redeemed unless an emergency situation occurs. And I'm talking catastrophic situation, at which time we can pause the entire system, liquidate the backing, and return the funds to all investors proportionally to their investment. This brings us on to the XL token, the extra layer token. Now, this is where another portion of the yield goes. Right, so you stake your your LSteak into the XL stake token, the extra layer. You get an XL LSteak token in return, right? Which again, you can either redeem for the LSteak, and that redeems it out of the contract at its current redemption ratio, or you can sell it via the market and potentially incur some slippage, giving multiple options for exits, rapid exit options. Now, what happens is that bit of yield that's going towards the LSteak, the XL stake, it gets first it buys or mints the LSteak, and it has to put it in the backing. So what starts off at a 1-to-1 redemption ratio increases. And I think I've just lost Ryan. So I may be talking here by myself. I don't know. But I'll continue anyway. So you've got your XL token, and it starts off at a 1-to-1 ratio. Right? More LSteak is being put behind that as backing. So it starts off at a 1-to-1 redemption ratio, and because the system's buying more tokens and putting it behind it, that itself increases in redemption ratio. So you start off at one token equals 1 LSteak, and it continues to go up, and it's based on token count, not value. So the token count constantly goes up. It cannot physically go down. Right. So you start off at a 1-to-1 ratio. It goes 1-to-1, 1-to-1, 1-to-1.1, 1 to and so forth, and so forth. And this isn't an additive effect, right? This is a multiplicative effect. Because LSteak is increasing the backing at all times, so it's going $1, $1.1, and so forth. And at the same time, the XL token's increasing, going 1-to-1, 1-to-1.1, 1-to-1.2, etc. They multiply together. So, for example, if LSteak was $1.10 and the XL token was $1.10, you actually have a value of $1.21 there. Right. So that's how it continues to add its value and multiply as the system progresses. It also means that the extra layer token, no matter what market condition it is, constantly goes up. Right. So you're constantly accruing more LSteak in that contract. So the price of LSteak may go up and down with the market, but your quantity that you... Oh, and I think welcome back.
I don't know what's going on here. Sorry about that, Graham. No idea.
I hope all of that
We haven't had very good luck with.
Just if everyone heard, actually.
We haven't had very good luck with everyone's equipment here tonight.
Yeah, did everyone hear what I was waffling about, or were they just left in the dark?
I just hopped on and you were still talking, so are you hearing me now? I think. Can you hear me, Graham?
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're back.
Yes, and I'm not touching anything. I don't know what is happening, but
you look.
let me.
Well, I think it might be a combination of your really cold weather there and my wet weather there is just making the whole thing just not happen good.
Yeah, it's insane. Like it's. Anyways, so I think they heard everything you said.
I believe they heard everything they said. I was waffling on about how LSteak itself increases in value because we're increasing the backing, and the XL token constantly goes up in redemption ratio, and it mathematically just physically cannot go down because you're always adding more tokens to the backing and also burning more tokens. So the redemption ratio mathematically cannot go down. The value of the XL token, the value of the LSteak token can go up and down because it's got markets, it's got backing that has markets affected by market conditions. But when you stake it in the XL, the extra layer token, you constantly get more LSteak back when you redeem them. So you may put 100 LSteak in there to begin with, come back 3 months later and find that you've got 150 in there for you to redeem.
Okay, that makes sense now. And I am just getting, all right, I'm not going to turn my camera on because I don't trust that's working. And we're going back to this. All right, so we got LSteak. People understand what XLSteak is now. Maybe we should talk about the LSAS, the liquid staking as a service, the scaling, and what is that all about?
Okay. LSAS, liquid staking as a service. Right. Most projects, a lot of projects, particularly younger ones, don't really have a lot of use cases, or they rely on emissions or a variety of other non-sustainable methods for their yield. And they would absolutely, and just about every one of them would love a sustainable yield engine to be able to plug into their system an immediate use their own token. Right? They don't have to make a new token. They don't have to make a new system. Right? We provide that infrastructure, right? They come in and we're going to be having Plasm first and then eShare, right? We've already got them confirmed. We've already got them confirmed. When LSAS goes live, we'll have Plasm first and then we're going to have eShare. Right? What happens is you come in with your Plasm, right? And you deposit that into the XL Plasm contract, and it does the same thing as the XL LSteak contract. And how it does that is it has to transfer value from the token into Plasm's own yield engine, right? Yield engine is 100% bonds, right? Because it doesn't need the hedge, it's just the yield engine. It's 100% bonds, so it's earning a yield, and that yield goes compounding into the yield engine the same way it does with the core LSteak, and compounding into the extra layer token, increasing the redemption ratio. What does that mean for the investor? Firstly, in the case of Plasm, right? A lot of people are uncomfortable with the necessary contribution that you have to restake. All right, so you've got two options. You can either sacrifice some Plasm to restake, or now with LSAS, you can put those Plasm into the liquid stake, and they are earning you more Plasm. Because it's constantly compounding into the backing of the extra layer and making more and compounding more yield. It means that where you may have entered when the redemption ratio is 1-for-1, right? But over time, it may go up to 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 2. So over time, you'll walk out with more Plasm than you entered. Again, it's mathematically not possible for the backing to go down. So this, what advantages does this give to a project? One, it gives immediate use case, right? So a project that's only purpose is for inflationary gains, whatever the project is, right? They immediately get a real yield use case for their token. Secondly, because LSAS has to purchase we'll use Plasm as the example, it has to purchase Plasm off the market to put it into the extra layer. It's constant buy pressure. So you're getting constant buy pressure on the partner's token as well. Thirdly, there is a portion that is required that is a liquidity provision is necessary to be able to make this happen. It increases the liquidity spread of the token. So it means that there are more exit options for the partner project. So instead of, for example, with Plasm having to go through the primary pair and then exit out through eShare, it can exit out through the LSteak system, not dumping the primary price of Plasm.
Are you still there, bro? Okay.
Sorry. So that's the benefits to a project such as Plasm. Now, I've heard before, why would a project come to you instead of making it on their own? And it comes down to a few things. Making something like this isn't cheap, right? We're providing the product cheaper than you can build it yourself. To make it, it is fairly complex. So it's not an easy product to actually make and to make work without causing sell pressure on the partner token and causing massive price dumps just to try and get in. So it's not an easy thing to make. Excuse me. So
Yeah, because we all know how much, I mean, devs aren't cheap, right? They're the smart
Devs
guys.
aren't cheap. Devs aren't cheap.
Yeah.
They charge what they're worth, but I mean, like they're not cheap. So development costs, development time, and for a partner project to develop it on their own, the only way that they would be able to do it would end up making them have to either sell their own token for people to get in, or utilize fresh funds to use a real yield engine. Right? And I have to stress that the backing behind both LSteak and LSAS is real yield. It is bonds. It is not some fancy magic money coming in. It is real yield from volume. So it's always there ticking away in poor markets. Yes, the APR is going to go down. That's how it works, but it's not going to disappear. It is constant real yield from an external source. We're not printing any money. We're not doing any fancy magic money moving around. We're just distributing real yield into smart areas and having buy and burn mechanisms to speed up its effects.
Exactly. I love it. So, and while we're talking about that as well, I mean, maybe we should talk about transparency, Grover. I mean, obviously, we know that Bernard Bonds and DexFi and everything under the MP umbrella has been transparent since day one. Are we going to see the same thing with LSteak?
We're going to see exactly the same transparency. Firstly, I've doxed myself and fully KYC to the EMP team. And to Ryan, he knows my address and so forth, so he knows exactly where I live.
Yeah. Yeah, I even Google Earthed it. Yeah, you are out in the sticks.
I am out in the sticks. Fully doxed. All the contracts will be listed. Any contracts which have funds in them will have links to DBank. 100% transparency. There's no black box. This stuff going in the background. It's as with all of DexFi EMP products, 100% transparency, and so forth. Not only that, as I've mentioned, we've got auditors already lined up. We also, it's not a case of things can be changed willy-nilly. We've got multi-sigs to be able to change any of the variable settings that there are in the system. And even those variable settings have set ranges, right? So it's 72-hour cooldowns. So it's not a case of things can be changed at a rapid rate. You have to organize multi-sig to change it, and it's only got set ranges to keep the system working on its own. A lot of projects, they die from the owners and the project leads interfering too much, right? The entire system's designed so that you don't need to interfere much, right? There are some things that you will alter. Again, for example, there are different ratios for what ratios of BTC, Ethereum, and gold it purchases for different market environments, right? So if the market environment's a bull, it's set to bull. If the market's sideways, it's set to sideways. If the market's bear, it's set to sideways.
Okay.
Percentages for splitting. Percentages for split into things like the LSteak backing, and the XL token. Again, they are variable, but they're set variable within bounds to ensure that the system works and just works.
Right. So, me, I'm thinking of this as the same thing as Plasm. Not the same. I know it's a whole bunch different, but I want protocols that I'm in right now that I don't come and look at every day. I want something super boring. Like, I don't want to be having to come somewhere once a day, once a week, You know, I want to look at something once a month, once every 2 months. Like I haven't looked at my Plasm stake. I look at my Plasm stake every Tuesday just because of an AMA. I wouldn't look at it until every 77 days when my stakes are up. I'm looking for something that's going to pay me a passive income, and I don't have to check on and go and claim and go, oh, I got to make sure I got to do this and that and this. I want boring. So from what you're telling me, Grover, it's kind of boring, right? I mean, let's admit it.
If you're expecting all mooning charts and high volatility, then it's not going to happen. This is designed. I'm not going to deny the value of LSteak will go up and down with the market, right? That's simply because the backing behind it has market exposure. However, because we've also got the gold there and the hedge, it reduces the market exposure to an outside crypto hedge, particularly gold. In the future, further hedges, we will most likely have silver coming on board within a reasonable time after launch, once we've got some stability. Oh, hang on. I'm just about to run out of battery and I need to plug in. Give me one moment. Otherwise, I'm going to have no power.
While you're doing that, I just want to, I just had an alarm go off, and I believe silver just went up another $1 while we've been on the call here. Yes, it is approaching It's approaching $99, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys just there it is. New all-time high, 98.84. It's going to hit 99 bucks. And look at gold, 49.54. So, I mean, anybody who thinks precious metals aren't a thing, you're wrong. So, I just had to throw that there while you were messing around there, Grover. Go ahead.
I didn't realize my battery was so low because I just spent an hour on the X Space earlier today. So,
right.
Yeah. Right, I'm back, all plugged in. Where were we? Yes, I'm not guaranteeing that the price of LSteak won't go up and down. It is hedged, so it's not going to be as volatile as the market. Obviously, the yield is variable as well, because yield of bonds is variable.
Right.
But it's designed so that over time, where you'll be will be better than the market. I'm not going to try and guarantee returns, guarantee big booms, any of that. The system is designed to constantly, which means that you can leave it there. All right, you don't have to claim any yield. It's automatically compounding into your tokens. All right. You leave your token. You just leave those liquid staking tokens in your wallet, and the backing behind them and the redemption ratio just continually marches on and goes and increases.
I mean, that's what I want to hear. I want to leave something in my wallet and be like, okay, I'm going to come back in a month, or I mean, that's just me though. I get it. The degen in me loved, coming up and checking in every day, and I got my 1% for the day and whatever. I mean, I'm over those things, and I hope everyone else is too, because those days are gone, guys. The 1% a day, 5%. It's not happening. Now that retail money is
market's maturing past that.
Yeah, it's just the huge ups and swings and downs are, we're past that. We're the retail has came in and has decided this is how it's going to be.
The industries come in. Yeah, I mean, like we're all going. We want the big wigs to come in, and now they've come in. We're all complaining.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
So, we want institutional retail, and now we've got institutional retail. Everyone's going, they're manipulating the market. And it's like, well, they've got billions of dollars. What do you think they're going to do?
Right. Exactly. So, is there anything else we need to touch on? Go over before we call it a. I know that right here, guys, is the address. It's right on the. If you click on the DApp.
Yep.
It
There's
is also
right
here. copy and paste USDC on base to that address, then DM Grover 321. Give him the TX ID, and obviously he'll have your name already, so he can have a spreadsheet as a backup. Plus, that we always have the blockchain, ladies and gentlemen. So don't worry about that.
And I give a screenshot of the transaction to confirm that it has been received. I like to have multiple copies of any of these types of things, because you never know, something could happen, and I wanted to know where the funds, if things go wrong, where funds can be returned, who's getting what, and I just want backups upon backups. It's how I've designed everything. I've put guardrails against as many problems as I can see happening.
Right. Yeah, I love it. I love the safety. I love that's going to be audited by 33 audits. That's under the EMP umbrella. That they're in charge of this wallet right here, guys. Okay, this isn't Grover's wallet. Okay, it's EMP's custody. So don't worry about that. We all trust AJ and team that no one's gonna be running off with the money. So if you want to get in, you've got, what did we say? 15 and 9, I think. 20. No, yeah, 24 days. So 3 weeks. 3.5 weeks, pretty much, to get in, guys, to send your USDC. If there's any questions, the link to the LSteak Telegram group is in the description. Go in there and ask questions. Grover is always in there asking questions. He'll gladly take a private call with you. Anything, okay? So I mean, you heard him say earlier, we're at the 65K mark. We're at 71,000 raised. The 25,000 initial to the minimum the minimum we had to have, or actually for the development, that was raised a while ago, and now, so that doesn't include that in here. But
that's not including that. That's not including the raise for development. That's right. Just raise the angel investor funds that got us to ready for development audit, the UI team, and some runaway just in case costs escaped us a little bit. We've gone over the 65K mark, which was the minimum viable amount. So every dollar from here on in just increases our strength, increases makes us often more of a running start.
Right.
I do also have to say that there is currently going what I call a anchor investor deal, which is for investors that's 10K and above, right? And slots for that are fast running out. What you get on top of the current the current deal is an additional 20% tokens at launch. So if you put 10K in, you get that same deal there, but on top of that, you also get another 2K worth of tokens.
Okay, perfect. So you get, right. Okay, got it.
That deal is only available until we reach 100K. So slots are running out. Right. If you've got some funds sitting there, it's time to pump them in.
Right, because there's only, theoretically 3 slots open, pretty much.
Only theoretically 3 slots, and only 20 odd days to get it done in.
Right. Exactly. Perfect. Yeah. With that said, do we have to mention anything else? Like, you guys should have all the details. If you go to the site, which is pinned in the description, guys, there's the address, USDC on base to send to. It's a $500 minimum. If you do it, DM Grover with the TX ID, and he'll get back to you. And I think that pretty much wraps it up, Grover, unless you have anything you want to end on.
No, I don't think there's anything else I need to add, except for if you're looking to invest and you're sitting on the fence, time's running out. It's there's only 20 odd days until you can until we cut off. After the 15th of February date, we may accept further investments, but the deal will be different.
Right. It won't be as lucrative, probably less probably no rebate and a little less tokens and things of that nature.
Yes, that's right. That's
right. So yeah, time's running out, guys.
We have to have numbers. Yep.
Exactly. Auditors need the numbers so they can do a proper job. So that gives us 24 days, ladies and gentlemen, before it closes. USDC on base to the address on the screen. And that's the information. We're going to do these AMAs every single week. Join the Telegram group. Link is in the description. Ask questions there. I want to thank you, Grover, for doing this again. We had some technical difficulties, but we got through it. What a nightmare! But we got through it, and I think that's about it for this evening. So thank you, Grover, again for taking time out of your busy morning and spending it with me. We will see you again next week. Yes, and that's it, guys. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody has a great rest of their Thursday and weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. Keep warm.